there is a lot of pressure on us to do more and be more, help more, and it's all getting to be too much, isn't it? But somehow you manage. One more thing gets piled on your shoulders, you figure it out, maybe you deprioritize your self-care and health a little bit more, but you manage. You're balancing everything, but you're exhausted. And I know that nothing I say here will make any of those stressors in your life go away. So instead, I'm going to share with you 3 of my top strategies to help you manage your stress. Let's face it, our lives are stressful. We have so much going on that we use every single moment, from the moment we open our eyes to the moment our head hits the pillow at the end of the day. And it's still not enough. Plus, it's not like our to-do list is filled with easy tasks anymore. Again, I know that nothing I say here will make any of those stressors in your life go away. So instead, I wanted to give you 3 solid strategies that you can do throughout your day to lower your overall stress load on your body, meaning that your body won't respond as negatively to the pressure that you're under. But first, I just want to explain a little bit about what's happening in your body when you encounter stress. Your body's automatic functions, controlled by your autonomic nervous system, have 2 natural states. It's like a switch though. You can either be in one mode or the other, but you can never be in both at once. Your parasympathetic nervous system controls one of those modes, and it's also known as the rest and digest state. Here, our heart rate is slow, our breathing is deep and regular, our body is relaxed, and we're just working on digesting food, cleansing our body, and healing it. The other mode is controlled by the sympathetic nervous system and is also known as our fight, flight, or freeze mode. This is what kicks in when we're stressed out about money or driving in traffic and we're going to be late, or if we're heading to a family event and there's a family member that's going to be there that we'd really rather not see. This mode of operation was meant to be switched on for short periods of time, like to be able to run away from a bear. With the sympathetic nervous system, our body shifts its focus from digesting food and healing to supporting the body to getting the heck out of there. Your digestion doesn't matter as much and doesn't get as much blood flow and support, but your heart does. Your heartbeat gets faster, you breathe faster, your pupils dilate so you can see more, your blood vessels shrink down so that your blood can move around your body faster, your hormones shift in order to be able to support all of this. But the thing is, our common stressors like work, money, and life, those don't disappear. You can't run from them. And this means that our body stays in this state of rapid heartbeat, high blood pressure, fast breathing, and low support for our digestion for much longer than it was designed for. So we get indigestion, constipation, diarrhea, bloating, heartburn, ulcers, chronic high blood pressure, high cholesterol. We gain some weight because of some of the hormones that are floating around. We crave certain foods. We're going to focus on some of the techniques that I'm going to share with you on managing that switch between the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous systems. And I'm going to show you how you can flick the switch over to the restorative healing side. So the first tip that I have for you is to change your mindset. There was a research study done at Harvard that looked at how our perspective of stress changes, how it physically affects our body. They had a group of people come together and they split them up into 3 groups. The first group was in a room for 30 minutes before the test started. They're the control group. The second group were given ideas to distract themselves from the stress that they would be feeling in this test. And the third group was taught that stress is actually helpful. They were given a 30-minute talk about how stress helps prepare your body to succeed. Instead of seeing the effects of stress on your body as negative, the researchers talked about how your body is supporting you through the stressful time. Then all the people went through the trier-social stress test. So each person walked onto a stage with bright lights shining on them. They were given a piece of paper with a topic and were told to give a 5-minute speech on that topic. Just like boom, off you go. And in the audience, there was a small group of judges that were told to give the research participants standing on the stage negative body language, like rolling their eyes and like whispering to the person beside them and laughing and looking incredibly bored, shaking their heads. And after those 5 horrible minutes, the participant went into a room and was asked to start at 963 and subtract 7 over and over. And while this person's counting backwards, the researcher is saying things like, nope, dang, you're so bad at this. The person before you was so much faster. The whole time the participants were going through the stress test, their body's physiology was being monitored. And what the researchers noticed was that although everyone showed physical evidence of stress, like increased heart rate, faster breathing, and chemical changes, the group that were taught to see the stress response as helpful didn't experience that tightening of their blood vessels around their heart. And so that means even though they were stressed, they weren't harming their heart. So shifting your perspective on stress and starting to see it as helpful rather than harmful can actually lower your risk of heart disease. So that's pretty cool, right? So the next time you feel your stress response kicking in, thank your body for what it's doing to support you through this time. Second strategy is to control your breathing. Remember that your autonomic nervous system is a switch and you're either in rest and digest or fight or flight. And one of the easiest ways you can flick that stress switch off is to slow down your breathing and to breathe deeply. Sure, if you have some experience in biofeedback, you might be able to slow down your heart rate on command, but most people aren't there. Everyone, though, has the ability to easily control how fast and how deeply they're breathing when they pay attention. So next time you feel that fight, flight, or freeze coming on and you feel that adrenaline rush, try and focus on your breath and slow it down and take at least 10 slow, deep breaths, counting to 5 on the inhale and 5 on the exhale. And you may be surprised how quickly you start to feel better. My third strategy is to schedule a worry time. You know how Marie Kondo wants people to pull out every clothing item they own and pile them all on top of the beds together so they can see everything that they have? It helps them decide what's important to them and let go of the items they don't really care about anymore. When we're going through our day, worries pop up all over the place, and we can get distracted trying to figure out how to put out all of these little fires as they come up, and this absolutely increases our stress load. Instead, though, keep a sheet of paper on you or open up a note on your phone, and when these worries pop up throughout your day, write them down and then let it go for now. And later that day, set aside 20 minutes or so to look at all of your worries at once. Something that might have seemed like such a big deal at the moment will not be a problem at all when you see it compared to the other things on your list. So by scheduling a worry time, you're going to be able to objectively decide what truly needs your attention and what doesn't. And if you want a guidebook and a worksheet to help you set up your own worry time like this, then check out the comments below. I'll link to that as well so that you can get that sent straight to your inbox.